Hello and welcome back to Storming Hockey. Today I will be talking about the two potential new expansion cities for the National Hockey League, those being Atlanta, Georgia, and Houston or Austin, Texas. We'll start with Houston or Austin because they're furthest along in the NHL expansion process, and there was an official announcement by the NHL that the the potential expansion process has begun for Houston or Austin, Texas. Let's look at both cities. Houston has not had NHL history. They've never had a National Hockey League franchise. But they have had a team in the World Hockey Association from when that league was around the 1970s, as the Houston Aeros, and an International Hockey League and an American Hockey League team by the same name from the 1990s until 2013. That was when the Aeros relocated to Des Moines, Iowa to become the Iowa Wild. Austin is being looked at as well. Both cities do not have a new arena, or do not have a suitable arena towards the NHL. Houston does have the Toyota Center, which is home to the NBA's Houston Rockets, but I guess they will want a new arena, which I guess is fair considering you got Calgary, Ottawa, Philadelphia, and even Dallas all working on new arena projects, and potentially more to come in the future. The expansion process is underway, and there have been talks for, I guess, over 2 years now, with Dan Friedkin in position to be the likely owner of the team. He is involved in the automotive industry with Everton and also with Everton in the Premier League, AS Roma and Italian soccer, and hotels and entertainment businesses. Their in-state neighbors, the Dallas Stars, do not own territorial rights blocking Houston or Austin, which is probably, in my opinion, playing a big role in the moving along of the expansion process. The expansion fee will probably be somewhere, I'm guessing, maybe in the $2 to $3 billion range, considering for Utah, when the Coyotes relocated, it was about $1.2 billion that Ryan Smith had to pay out to 31 other NHL owners. Austin, I think the Dallas Stars AHL affiliate, which is in about Cedar Park or something, is pretty close to Austin, actually. I'm not sure that will affect anything, but never know. Austin has been one of the highest growing cities in the country for the last while. They don't have a professional team there yet, at least in the Big Four. They do have MLS with Austin FC, and they also have the Formula One track, Circuit of the Americas, in that area that has Formula One racing there, along with the NASCAR Cup Series. So, but anyways, switching from Houston and Austin to Atlanta. Atlanta, unlike Houston, has had NHL history. Actually, two different teams. They had the Atlanta Flames from 1972 to 1980 before they relocated to Calgary to become the Calgary Flames. The Flames have won one Stanley Cup in their time in Calgary, as of me recording this, in 1989. And then after that, the Atlanta Thrashers, who were in the league from 1999 to 2011, who are now the second iteration of the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets have only gone as far as the conference final in their time back in Winnipeg. Atlanta is currently home to the East Coast Hockey League's Atlanta Gladiators. I don't remember who their affiliate is. I think it's like Nashville or something. I think Nashville Predators. No, neither of those teams have ever won a playoff series. I think the Atlanta Flames only won 2 playoff games in their entire existence, and the Atlanta Thrashers, they never even won a playoff game. They got swept by the New York Rangers in their only ever playoff appearance in 2007. There are two different arena proposals in Alpharetta and South Forsyth. State Farm Arena, which is home to the NBA's Atlanta Hawks and former home of the Thrashers, is still standing, but a new arena is, I think, what would happen. The Krause Group is leading the gathering at Forsyth, and the Alpharetta Group is led by others, including former NHLer Anson Carter. Atlanta, yes, there have been two failed teams, but with better management, a third one can absolutely succeed. There is two different arena proposals, so for whichever one gets picked, what happens to the other one would be a big question. Maybe the NBA's Atlanta Hawks could move there or something, or maybe another tenant would come in. It's clear that both expansion cities will need new arenas, and the expansion fee will probably be somewhere in the 2, 3, maybe more $1 billion range. And so you have to see what will happen. Anyways, I'll look at some other expansion cities before I wrap up. Kansas City, home to the Scouts from 1974 to 1976 before they relocated to Denver to become the Colorado Rockies. and then relocated to Newark to become the New Jersey Devils, where they've been ever since. Kansas City is also currently home to the ECHL's Kansas City Mavericks. Phoenix, obviously the original home of the Arizona Coyotes from 1996 to 2024 before they relocated to Salt Lake City to become the Utah Mammoth. Quebec City, always been in talk. They were home of the Nordiques from 1972 to 1979 in the WHA and 1979 to 1995 in the NHL before the team relocated to Denver to become the Colorado Avalanche. They are also currently home to QMJHL's Quebec Remparts, who are playing in a definitely NHL suitable arena of Center Videotron, which has hosted NHL preseason games in the past. So I could absolutely see that in the future. Hamilton. I'm not sure this one will happen, but there is two brand new hockey teams coming to Hamilton this year. One in the PWHL, which doesn't have a name yet, and the AHL affiliate, the New York Islanders, after them, relocated from Bridgeport, Connecticut, the Hamilton Hammers. Hamilton was also home to the Hamilton Tigers in the NHL in the 1920s. A second team in Toronto has been in talk. I've seen stories about a team that never came to fruition called the Toronto Legacy. That was a, I guess, expansion team that never happened. I'm not sure if Scotiabank Arena could support another team, and also Hamilton's nearby, so I'm not sure that will happen. Maybe they'd be called the St. Pats, or I don't know. New Orleans. I have heard rumblings that New Orleans has been wanting a team. They were originally home to an ECHL team called the New Orleans Brass before that team kind of disbanded and folded back in like the 2000s, I think, or something. New Orleans has not had any NHL history. There is the Smoothie King Center, home to the NBA's New Orleans Pelicans, but that is a pretty bad arena. So, yeah. Kansas City does have that suitable arena and T-Mobile Arena. I'm not sure where Arizona would go. Maybe a new arena, or maybe the Suns Arena, even though that isn't suitable for NHL hockey, or maybe what was Gila River Arena, which was home to the Coyotes from 2003 to 2022, until the Coyotes had to kind of relocate to Mold Arena, which was maybe the worst arena in NHL history, at least in capacity wise. 4,600 for NHL hockey was just unacceptable. So that just wasn't going to cut it. But back to other expansion cities. Omaha has been talked. They do have an arena. I think it's around 17,000. I think they would want a new arena. It has been home to an AHL team called the Omaha Axar Ben Knights back in the mid 2000s. So, but I still think they would need a new arena. That would be pretty big for Omaha, though. Cincinnati. There has been talk about Cincinnati, but they would absolutely need a new arena. The city is home to an ECHL team in the Cincinnati Cyclones, which I believe is the affiliate of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the East Coast Hockey League. And they were also former home of the World Hockey Association Cincinnati Stingers, but the building where the Cyclones play has been around since 1974, so a new arena is an absolute necessity. And the last one, of course, is Hartford, which was home to the Whalers from 1972 and 1979 in the World Hockey Association and 1979 to 1997 in the NHL, until the team relocated to Raleigh to become the Carolina Hurricanes. And the team is currently home to the the city is currently home to the AHL's Hartford Wolfpack, the top minor league affiliate of the New York Rangers. So anyways, that was a quick video on talking about the two most likely NHL expansion cities, potentially for like 2030 or something, Atlanta and Houston. Anyways, I will see you all in the next one.